What is going on, guys, and welcome to Let's Build a Castle Part 13. As promised, this is an incredible episode in which we build both the interior and exterior of this epic great hall. As you see, I've spent a bit of work on the extra templates of the upcoming episodes too, but today we are concentrating on the hall itself. So, as we open, you can see the two towers we built in the previous episode, which are both identical and mark the entrance of the Great Hall. Now, the reason I'm doing this episode is because originally, in the maybe 4th episode, I did build a Great Hall, in quotation marks we could say, because someone then commented saying they don't think it's big enough. And after a small amount of me just debating that, I do also agree the original Great Hall of this castle was not big enough. And you can see that sometimes in the background there. We'll go over to it later and I'll point out. But the little Great Hall we built in the first episode is now going to be a throne room, and this is going to be the Great Hall. So, but I'm actually building the windows in the exact same style because I feel this style works incredibly well. And it keeps that realistic continuity throughout the castle that I always aim to keep. Whenever I do these episodes, I make sure it looks right in the castle, and it doesn't look like it's just in its wrong place, or it doesn't look like it belongs to this castle. Which is why throughout this series I'm using the same materials in many different ways to create different areas, such as these incredible windows here that I feel work absolutely brilliantly repeated along like this. Now I just add the roof on quickly because you know how that's done, and then similarly at the back here we have similar windows that I've put in. I like to skip through this, you know, like a small time-lapse type of thing. Obviously it's not a time-lapse, but you know the way I build one window then the rest of them just appear, just because I like these episodes being nice and short now, really, because I just feel that works better for the viewers. I still build equally as much, but I just feel my editing works a lot. This makes the whole process a lot quicker, and you see this working very nicely. Now that is the original Great Hall there, you might remember from maybe the 4th episode, which is why this episode came along, just because of that comment, really. So whoever put that comment, this is because of you, really. So there is actually the whole, the back and the two sides done. So now we have to concentrate on this front. Now the top I just repeated from the back window we created earlier, but now we have to actually put on some doors. And I originally wondered whether this was a good idea, purely because with Minecraft being Minecraft, building two big doors like this is quite difficult, I felt, really. Just there's something that looked big and epic, so I tried to do my best. And instead of obviously having them closed, because they're not actual doors, they wouldn't be able to open again. So I made sure the doors are open and kind of just built up this style as if, how would it work? So I obviously used much darker woods and used these fences if they're the hinges of the doors. And I feel open like that. They don't need that much detail because just the way they're open to the sides works very well. Now, this is a time-lapse because this is identical to the original Great Hall's interior. So if you want to see how this is exactly done, just go back to that original episode as we just quickly pass through here. And I feel that works incredibly well. In a similar way, I built the exact same throne at the end of the room, and also I had a fireplace each side, which also is something else I've built, and then a small corridor here, which actually leads on nicely to a storeroom there and a spiral staircase going up to the other Great Hall itself. And I've done these off camera just because they're so similar to other things I've built. I felt they were just a small addition I could do away from the episodes and just doing my own time. So that's what I've done. And this actually brings us to the end of the episode. Here is a small garden area I built on the outside here just to add in that extra bit of foliage, that extra bit of detail, and I think it works incredibly well. And I've also templated out as well as where the next set of buildings are going to be, but also where the pathways are. And I feel this works incredibly well, guys, and I love this new Great Hall. I'm incredibly glad whoever put that comment did so. Now, if you are wondering about how I did that interior or anything like that, I will leave links into the description to the original Great Hall I built, where you can see those processes being completed in real time. So guys, I'd like to thank you very much for watching this episode. I've got a new episode coming very soon in which we work on the walls of the castle. I look forward to seeing you then. Goodbye.